$85, $160.
No music. There's no music. I knew there was something. I knew there was something. I was racing to get here. Racing to get here. On time as always. Never late. Write that down. And, there's no music.
$240.
Feels a little bit empty in here without the music for the intro, I'll be honest. But welcome in, everybody. Tuesday is upon us. Another wonderful Tuesday has arrived.
Next lot.
Squirrel Herder, Big Box Game Shop, Odin, Crypto Esquire Game Gallery, Blunt's Bacon, Super Junk, Ren X, Machina, Elijah, Thane, Simoon. Yes, a new emote for what, 3-year subscribers? I think I did that for. I think that's a 3-year channel one, the Golden Banana. I think. How's it look? How's it look on mobile? I haven't seen it yet. But yes, that is the new. Oh man, I think it's a 3-year. I think it's the 3-year, 36 months to get the Golden Bananas. Either 24 or 36.
$10.
So, real special stuff. Real special stuff with the new emote. Join the Greg gang today, and, you know, by 2027, October 2027, you too can have the Golden Banana beside your name. It only costs $3 to join, right? It's like $3 for membership. Join the Greg gang today.
$5.
Upgrade your social status on YouTube in this chat. Yeah, pay to win chat, exactly. Like you did, we're a gaming channel. It only makes sense that it's pay to win in the chat as well. Star Wars Return of the Jedi 9.88++ on Atari 400 800 computer sold for $300. Asteroids $9.499. Carnival 9.6 for $139. This is an old one too on here, hey? Look at this. This is old CGC.
Fair warning.
$6. Instead of putting, like, see how they did sealed, glued, grade, 0. Like, it's fucking dumb, right? Why would you put grade 0? And what they're saying is that there's no seal on the box. But, like, you know, if this hobby isn't already confusing enough, and they changed this, right? They no longer do this. But, like, this was their first iteration, using grade 0 for sealed. It just looks dumb as hell. So, yeah. I think now it says sealed, glued, grade, unopened. I think that's the new verbiage. But, you know, like, stuff like that, just like, But they were new. They were new. Is it O for original? It looks like a 0, so there you go. I guess it's O for original, which is even worse that it's not a 0. It's even worse that me, someone who follows this damn hobby, I don't even know what the hell it means, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm glad CGC changed that.
Fair warning.
Hey ladies, I have the Golden Banana emoji on Get the Greg's YouTube channel. Yes. Yes. Atari ET 9.4 NS. No seal on this one. You can find Atari with both the seal and the... You can find Atari sealed, both glue seal and actual shrink wrap. I don't know if it matters whatsoever. 9.4 NS is actually up there with, like, the nicest copies, I think. I don't believe there's a 9.8. There's only a few 9.6. So, like, you know, 9.4 is up there. Looking for $200 and some dollars. Closing at $225. Here's an 8.5 glued, unopened. You can see already, right? Here's an updated one. Funny enough. Unopened, type glued. So there, you can see immediately, right? Updated, changed. Kind of hilarious. Hilarious, we get to see both labels, like, basically side by side.
I could just stick one up in the desert.
Skull! $55. 18 months, you're well on your way to the Golden Bananas, my guy. Yeah, that's 36 months for the bananas, because you get Holy Grail at 12 months. You get the Mario chair at 24, and then you upgrade to the Golden Banana. You love to see it. You love to see it, folks. 18 months Skull, much appreciated. I guess a fair question is, though, would you rather have a factory sealed copy of ET, or would you rather have the actual dig site? Would you rather have a dig site copy of Atari ET? Like, which one should be more sought after? Funny enough, the dug up copies from Alamogordo, you know, the big dig site, those dig site copies do sell for more money. Like, the dig site ones are 1,000, 2,000, I think. This sold for frickin' $225. ET $91 for this one. $91.
I only just turned 3 as well.
Sahi Moon, yeah, 36. You literally just got it, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. Dig Site, of course. Yeah, Blades of Steel Red Box. JQM, I shared on Instagram there that this Atari Red Box Blades of Steel, like, I'm positive this is my copy. It was graded January 2022. I sold my copy on eBay December 2021.
Fair warning.
Someone bought it for me. Goblin War Chief on Instagram or on eBay. Does anyone know who that is? Goblin War Chief? But he bought it for me, and then I assume that person sold it to you, Jeff. I'm assuming. At least I'm thinking that's the chain of ownership. And now it sits here on Heritage for 287 bucks. Hoping it gets some bids. Insanely rare. Insanely rare on this Red Box Konami Classic. Still only one of 2 sealed copies known. Raiders of the Lost Ark 9.4 NS for 139 and River Raid. Crack those open, roll them in the backyard, mess real hard, and list it as the dig site. Free money. How do you authenticate dig site copies? They're actually done up by the city of New Mexico, Alamogordo. Like, they did it as a big charity thing, I think it was. What the fuck do you smell Alamogordo? Alamogordo. Like that. Does that bring them up? No. What would they have called them? New Mexico? New Mexico Atari?
Fair warning.
I don't know who authenticated them. I don't know how to, like, find them. Here we go.
$70.
Yeah, so the city of New Mexico did their own COA. So you can see there, it has its own certificate of authenticity pulled up from the dig site, and then WADA will throw it in an extra box saying that it's from the excavation. So it's all done for you. You can't authenticate one yourself. You have to buy one that was from the actual dig up that got authenticated and all that stuff. Yeah, I thought the unshrink and shrink for Atari ET was the same variant. I thought. But,
Fair warning.
I don't know. I don't know if no seal is earlier or if sealed is earlier. I genuinely thought they were the exact same variant. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Fair warning.
And of course, tonight's auction is sponsored by Heritage. More on that in a second. On Thursday, we have the Pioneer Showcase auction coming up with games such as this right here. This is why we're seeing so much Atari in this weekly. On Thursday, we have the entire Pioneers Atari Showcase auction. So hopefully you guys come out from Thursday. Hopefully the older folks in the chat are really excited about that. Spider-Man 9.88++, last sold for $2,000 maybe? I think we've had a copy since then. It's looking for 938 right now. Spider-Man, of course, notorious for the whole graded game bubble, all that stuff. It's always kind of locked into the history, right? Selling for just shy of $1,000, $906.25. I think there's another one of these coming up on Thursday, so if you want a Spider-Man 9.88++, there is another chance on Thursday to get yourself one. Strawberry Shortcake musical matchups, 9.88++ as well. And also on the Thursday auction, maybe I can just find it quick here. Maybe I can just find it quick. I'm trying to just yell over what's happening here. In my thumbnail there, I'm showing off the Mario Bros. But there's a ton of rare Atari stuff, obviously, in the showcase. Like, if you genuinely collect for Atari, this is where most of the good stuff is going to come from. But early print Mario Bros. Sitting at $1,000 right now, leading the auction. Mario Bros. On 7,800, 9.88+ as well. There's the Spider-Man, like I was saying, sitting at about $450. Some of the adult-only games are also coming up. He-Man, Pac-Man, Star Wars, Empire Returns, Strike. And then there's also the rare stuff for you guys. Like, that's all of the known stuff. Where the heck was it that stood out to me? There's like Atari Cube in here. They aren't bid up though. It looks like a lot of the rare stuff is still sitting low. No one wants to show their hands. Like Cubert's Cubes is super freaking rare. Springer here. There, Atari Video Cube. Like, people aren't bidding up the really rare stuff. Bernstein Bears, Kidvid. I don't even know if we've ever seen this before for Coleco, but on Thursday, if you're into that kind of stuff, come out. There's a lot of really good stuff in there.
$30.
Super Breakout went for $79. Strawberry Shortcake Musical Matchups, $275. And it's only like 100 and some items, right? So it shouldn't be an all-night auction.
$42.
Shouldn't be a ton auction there.
$50.
James Amos, like the famous Atari dig site. Like if you know the rumor, or not the rumor, the urban legend. Like Atari games buried out in New Mexico. Yeah, I think it was like 5 to 10 years ago now, Chris. I think that was quite a while now. When the heck did they dig that up? Why is this so weird? April 2014, man. April 2014, 2017, there was a video about it. Like, this is a long time ago, man. I can't believe it's that long ago now.
$3.
May 28th, 2013, it was first commissioned. Excavation started April 26th, 2014. And absolutely, like, it's 10 years ago. It's a 10-year anniversary happened this year in April. That's nuts. If you don't know about the dig site, like, go watch videos. It's amazing. Go watch videos. There's, like, you know, it's one of those, like everyone in gaming should know about this. It's as infamous as, like, the Mario 2 trivia, you know? Doki Doki Panic, like, you need to know about the Atari dig site.
$60.
Yeah, Chris, man, you and me both. You and me both, dude. The fact that that's 10 years ago is just like... Oh, boy. It doesn't feel like it, dude.
$110.
Hamster, I was just about to say, it doesn't feel like I was watching AVGN, like Video Game Nerd, like 10, 15, almost 20 years ago now. That is nuts, man. That is nuts. And like, we still have AVGN on YouTube. Game Chasers are still on YouTube. Pat the NES Punk still on YouTube. Like, obviously varying degrees of success now, right? Like, the landscape has changed tremendously, but like, man, these people I've been watching in gaming for like my entire life. It's like Crosby and Ovechkin in the NHL, LeBron James in the NBA. Like, these people have existed my whole life. And yes, I just put Pat the NES Punk on the same level of LeBron James. Put some respect on Pat's name. God damn. God damn, hey? If anyone ever says, does Greg like Pat, like, just share that. Share that. You walked past Pat at PRGE, you didn't know what to say to him, so you just kept your mouth shut? You should have went to shake his hand and gave him like a too slow. Just give him a too slow and keep walking, you know? That's the kind of behavior Pat deserves.
Fair warning.
Stick out your hand. Oh man, it's a pleasure to meet. Too slow, dude.
$18.
And then just keep walking. Stun him. LeBron entered the NBA, you were already like 20? Yeah, when LeBron entered the NBA, I was like 5 years old. You know? He's been there my whole life.
Fair warning.
Video Olympics, the CGC 8.0 went for 134, and chess actually might be the first time it was ever had heritage. Like, this doesn't look familiar to me at all. Yeah, it's a European copy. That's why it looks so weird. 8.5A plus there went for almost $200. So yeah, obscure Atari 2600 European, still almost $200. Pat is like LeBron with the amount of nonsense he says. Amazing news for the community. You have a new highest graded Double Dragon for Atari 2600. There we go. There we go. Pat, scream if you love NWC.
Fair warning.
Does anyone here have a contact with someone at WADA who can ask about Atari prints? Would be very helpful. I don't even know who the Atari expert is at WADA Games anymore. I don't know who. Like, I don't know who is.
$300.
Blades of Steel 8.0A plus red box Konami Classic Series. Extremely late print here, but like extremely rare as well. These red box Konami Classic Series was like the way to, you know, like reprint these games with their own flair. Kind of like a player's choice. Thank you, GeForce. Pushing its way up to $800 here still. In 2021... on eBay, I think I sold it for 3,000 Canadian. That's end of 2021, 3,000 Canadian. So right now we're looking for 875 US, 900 US now. And like I said, I think the person I sold it to then flipped it. I think they then flipped it to JQM in the chat there.
$4.
875 US. Like, still super rare, but like, you know, the reason I sold it back when I sold it is like, yes, it's a super rare variant, but like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you run into that niche ass crowd of people who actually care about a super late print Blades of Steel. That's when you already have an early print with Circle Seal, you have a mid print, and then you have this super late re-release. So $875 for it, I think, is still like pretty good. Not something I had any interest in holding though, which is why I sold it myself.
$150.
Duck Hunt 75 qualified. My God, a qualified Canadian copy of Duck Hunt.
Fair warning.
That's actually kind of impressive. Did these Atari games ever get expensive like Pokemon? Yes. They did, Squirrel Herder. Like, we saw Spider-Man here sold for what? $906, right? If we go back to sales here on Spider-Man, I think it sold for like $8,000 back in the pure bubble. It's not going to show us, but here, even December 2021, you can see $3,300. Atari games did get super expensive as well, yes.
$280. $300.
During that time, like the same time Pokemon went up, you know, with the bubble and everything, like, everything went up. So Atari games were absolutely part of that, and yeah. Just everything. Everything. I can't even find it now. I gotta put the word Atari in there. Too many comics. Yeah, there we go. $9,000, man, was its peak. $9,000. And that was May 2020. So that was even like before. I don't know when Pokemon peaked out. The end of 2020, early 2021. So Spider-Man on Atari, $9,000, May 2020. Atari, for video games, basically led the boom. They were like at the front of the boom. Kind of nuts. You think Pac-Man did 33,000 at one point? Jesus Christ. Duck Hunt, the VGA75, like I said, a qualified copy. Actually kind of special. $425 there. Like, that is actually something. It is Canadian, it is qualified, but like, good luck ever getting one, you know? Same with this Hogan's Alley, 80 qualified hinge sticker, gloss sticker, like, these are cool. These are cool if you're into North American variants.
$90.
How come they never recovered? A lot of the Atari boom was like, just bad decision making, basically. It's like when Unlimited Charizard took off Squirrel. I don't know how closely you watched Pokemon stuff or how closely you do Pokemon, but like, Unlimited Charizard, in essence, is not rare, right? But during the boom, everyone, like, the demand took over supply, but at the end of the day, there is enough supply where over time, more copies of Spider-Man kept coming out. These Atari games, a lot of them simply aren't rare. It was just kind of one of those issues. People were treating the stuff like it was way more rare and way more sought after than it actually was. There were no pop reports. It was a wild time, dude. It was a wild time.
Next lot.
Brett Weiss is the Atari Pro for Heritage. I feel like Den is. Like, I might be wrong, but I think Den knew a ton about Atari, didn't he? Like, I don't know who the actual Atari expert is now at Wada Games, but like, in my head, it used to be Dennis. But obviously, he's not with Wada Games anymore. But you walked past Pat last year. One of these days, you'll introduce yourself. Does he know who you are? Do you have a presence, hamster? Are you the legendary hamster? You have stories, but you'll keep them to yourself? I've heard tons of stories about Pat. And, you know, obviously, there's some good ones mixed in there. I don't know, man. I don't hear a lot of good stories about Pat. And that could just be the echo chamber that I live in, obviously.
$50.
But like, just fan interaction and stuff at like conventions and shit. You'd think it'd be easy enough that every single person would have a nice thing to say about you. You know what I mean?
$5.
But neither here nor there.
Fair warning.
Well, his name's Dennis. That's how it's said. Like, that's how it's spelled. It's Dennis. Like, that's what it is.
Fair
Yes, it
warning.
is a protein shake. I'm sipping on, what's the flavor? French Toast Crunch. It's French Toast Crunch flavor.
$20.
And it doesn't taste like French Toast Crunch, but like it's pretty sweet, it's pretty tasty. How do we know Dennis is gone? Isn't that like very much public at this point, Rick? Like his LinkedIn has him off of there.
Fair warning.
I thought it was like man. Pretty sure that's very public at this point, but I don't know where. Floaties, it's going fantastic, dude. I'm doing a hockey fantasy draft for the first time after.
$150.
Zelda Echoes of Wisdom released. I played that this weekend. Anyone else pick that up or play that? Try it out. Yeah, hockey fantasy draft coming up after this. That's gonna be fun. Metroid Hang Tab 7.0. Selling for 175 bucks. Ice Hockey low grade copy for 84 bucks. Hogan's Alley Man $400 as well, selling for almost as much as Duck Hunt. So like a little bit of respect. A little bit of respect for the qualified Hogan's and Duck Hunt. Like not great prices, but you know. 6.0 White Bullet first print. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. 6.0 across the board on this. The cart's a 6.5.
Next lot.
First print Tyson, even in pretty meh condition, right? Pretty meh condition on Punch Out, selling for $475. Yeah, Chris, either the Metroid is cheap or this Mike Tyson is way too much. But these should not be that far apart in price, in my opinion. $175 for Metroid 7.0, $475 for Tyson 6.0. Pro Wrestling Canadian qualified again, man. Jesus. Oh, who had these? I'd love to know where these came from. I'd love to know where those came from.
$200.
Yeah, it's public knowledge that Dennis is no longer with Wada Games. Been over a year? Yeah, I think it has been over a year now. So, like, you know, different leadership, different head of games, different head of authentication. Like, the company is completely different.
Next lot.
You figured Wada had to distance themselves from Dennis as much as possible to stay alive after the whole scandal came out? That, I don't know. Like, I don't know the official reasoning for why Dennis is no longer with the company. Like, obviously, there's things that, you know, it makes sense to say out loud. It makes sense to say that out loud, but I don't know if there's any credence. I don't know if there's any credence to that skull. But, you know, logically, it makes sense.
$2.
We still have some Dallas Fort Worth stuff here. Raid on Bungling Bay. Bungling Bay. The Bungalow Bay. 9.2. Hang Tab, early print copy of the game. 8.5 box, 9.6 cart, 9.8 manual. If you're a CIB NES guy, it's basically as good as it gets. 325 bucks. Here's the, these are Nintendo cards. Hanafuda? I don't know how to say the word. But they're Nintendo cards from around 1977 to 83, it says.
$46.
I don't know if the years say where they came from. It's just these cards were released between those years. But if you're into early niche Nintendo stuff, here you go. Pre-Nintendo stuff, right?
$50. $55.
Yeah, Dennis is no longer holding back the pops, so now we can all get 10s. We can all get 10s now that Dennis is no longer there.
$60.
That's what happened, Rick. That guy hated 10s.
$65.
Mike Tyson hype before the fight? Oh, we're still like a month out. Hiko. I feel like we're still too far out from the Tyson fight for some hype. Like, I agree, though. I agree. What scandal? Wait, Viridian. Wait, what? Are you someone who joined the hobby without knowing about the history of Wada Games? Is that what you're telling me, Viridian? Are you a new person in this hobby who discovered it all without knowing about Wada Games previous?
$5.
Has enough time finally passed? Really? It's crazy. I just figure anyone who enters at this point, like, also, you know what I mean, knows about everything that took place prior. You assumed he owned the copy and left after he sold it to you? Because, which copy there?
$60.
Which one are you talking about, Thane? Hanafuda cards. The Hanafuda card sold for 109 bucks. I have no idea how much he sells for. You know about the heritage accusations, the colluding stuff. Okay, yeah, that's the scandal I'm talking about.
Fair warning.
That's the scandal I'm talking about. Because back when that took place, like Dennis Kahn was CEO and acting, like he created Wada Games, right?
$80.
You messaged you on eBay for information about the Pokemon DVDs. Yes, I saw your message, Andrew. I didn't have time to reply yet. Those 10th anniversary Pokemon DVDs, as far as I know, like I don't think there's any kind of special niche info, but
$32.
for the 10th anniversary of Pokemon, they released 10 of them, maybe 20 of them. Different ones that show like favorite episodes featuring the Pokemon on the front of the thing. I think there was like a poll held online, what's your favorite Pokemon? And people all voted, and then they made DVDs of whoever people voted for, you know, the most popular favorite Pokemon. And then for the 10th anniversary, they put out these DVDs.
$4.
They're kind of niche, kind of cool, kind of rare. They display nicely, is my thought on them.
Fair warning.
These Pokemon DVDs sound hype? Yes, spread the word. Spread the word. Pokemon 10th anniversary DVDs are the future. Buy now while they're still cheap.
$60.
They won't be cheap forever. That's what I'm telling you guys. They won't be cheap forever. You might get some. Thank you so much. Yeah, they're cool. They're
Fair
cool.
warning. $70.
Like, I'm not saying, you know, run out and spend as much as you can on them, but, like, they're cool. They display nicely.
87 people are here, and you guys are not hitting the like button?
These are
Shame.
those Taribi Denwa cards. CGC 10 is on both of them. Marty the one-man party.
$5.
$5 dude. Let's go. Yeah, 87 people here. No one hitting the like button. That sounds like a Tuesday to me. That sounds like a normal Tuesday to me, Marty.
$90.
You might get some. No, y'all chill. This for me. Greg, the market is down. You lost 500 selling decent copies of Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, and Mario Bros 3. Oof. Did you sell them at auction, Lettuce?
$160.
The wait for the Tyson fight is long. People have forgot. Yeah, I agree. I think hype for the Tyson fight won't start until like 2 weeks before the Tyson fight. When even is it? November something?
Next lot.
The delays and stuff really killed the hype. What is this? Is it even... Why is the top thing say, is it even happening? November 7th.
$48.
November 7th is when it's supposed to take place. So, like, yeah, there's, you know... We got nothing but time yet. Nothing but time. No one's hyped up for that yet. NBA All-Star Challenge was 9.68 plus for 193.75. We had these 3 lots just straight up removed. They had bundled them together. It's like Quarterback Club 96 and Base Tournament of Champions, Batman on Game Boy. All of these were removed. Not sure why, but
Fair warning.
Group Lot of 2, Tetris 2, and Word Zap. And if you haven't watched some of these in a while, they do bundle together lesser value games now, so that's why we see some of those. Here's Nestor's Funky Bowling, though. Apparently it sold October 5th, 2021, this grade, for $1,440. The highest graded copy out of 7 on the Pop Report. So this has to be the same copy that sold then. $1,440 back in October 2021. It's looking for $938 right now. Like, that's actually pretty damn good. 9.88++, looking for $1,000. Nestor's Funky Bowling on Virtual Boy. Nestor being an early Nintendo mascot, I guess you would call him. I'm pretty sure he's the kid who would hang out with Game Master Howard. Does that sound right? Is that who Nestor is? He'd show you how to, like, set up your NES console. Looking for $1,200 almost on it, though. Closing at $1,125. You feel like 9.88++ Virtual Boy anything is something of a prize? It's interesting, Skull. Because Virtual Boy sold so absolutely shitty, almost every North American game is available. And, like, there's a lot of new old stock that exists. There's a lot of factory sealed copies of these games that exist. Now 9.88++ Nestors might be on the rarer side of stuff. But, like, you know, there's only 13 games total. I would say 7 of them have a lot of dead stock. Yeah, Thane, that's exactly. Japanese ones as well. There's a lot of mint dead stock. There are the rare games still, like Nestor's is in the upper tier for Virtual Boy North America. But, like, if you just want to get a sealed copy in general, there's a decent amount of them. Gauntlet Legends, 9.68++ for $160. My god, man. If you don't have a Gauntlet in your collection at $170 at this point, like, what the hell are you doing? Isn't a CIB copy like $100 frickin' on Gauntlet Legends. You're gonna get a mint case fresh copy for $170. That is
$70.
crazy. Lego Racers 9.88++ as well, $781. Pokemon Snap 7.5A low grade copy, $300 there. Wada F-Zero GP Legend, another case fresh game here on Game Boy Advance, 9.88+, pushing to $100. Do I hear much about the US election in Canada? Yes, absolutely. We like arguably hear more about the US election than the Canadian election. They were auctions on the, you lost $500 on the 8.5 Mario 3 and 8.5 Yoshi's Island? You think 8.5 versus 9.0 is the biggest difference of any grade? Oh, for sure, let us jump. For sure. Like, the difference between 8.5 and 9.0, even just perceptually. Like, there's a ton of people who will just straight up ignore 8.5 grade. It's why when I do these things, I say, like, if you're not the pickiest collector in the world, if you're okay having something a little bit lower grade, right, 8.5 often shows itself as, like, really good value. 8.5 is the value play. It just, yeah, it is what it is, man. Auctioning off 8.5s are tough. That's tough.
$12, $90, $100, $110.
Super Mario Advance 7.08, $99. This are two great, or yeah, bleh, my gosh, graded PAL copies, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 and Lucky Luke. You can buy an 8.5 at a bargain if you want, agreed. It just is, it's a huge perception thing, you know? Back when WATA first made their scale, like, you got your virtual baseball for $100. I assume it's like a 9.88++, Lord Shiba. Prices are falling heavily. Yeah, this market is toast. This market is burnt toast, boys. Sell now and get what you can. Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition. It's a raw copy. It's $57. It's creased and stuff, but like, you know, what's a raw copy of this sell? Surely some gamer would give you $100 for this, right? Looking for $65 on it right now. You'll take your 8.0s and 8.5s with a smile? Absolutely, man. When will the seller's market get better? Anyone know? Like, we don't talk about that, man. We don't talk about that. It's fine. Everything's fine. This hobby's fine. This hobby's growing, okay? You don't talk about that.
Fair warning.
Well, we just got some rate cuts, right? We just got U.S. rate cuts. We have the U.S. election to take place, so there's going to be turmoil, you know, there's going to be some stuff shaking around with that. Once the election settles, once these interest rates, you know, money starts flowing through the economy, let's say June 2025, that's when the market gets better. You heard it here first, folks. May, June, July 2020, summer 2025, we are going to party. You heard it here first. Sell now and get what you can. Great clickbait title for the next video. Sell now and get what you can. Graded video games were an inside job. I put out the videos telling people to sell and crash the market. We all scoop it up and then we wait. Then we play the waiting game, boys.
$5.
Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition, $75. Yeah, that's just cheap. Like, that is just cheap. The Switch OLED VGA 75, $325. What the hell does this retail for?
$2, $36, $40.
When visiting Japan last year, you saw a lot of sealed Virtual Boy games such as Mario Clash, Mario Tennis, etc. Yes. Japanese ones are just as available, if not more available, than the North American ones. But with Virtual Boy Japanese, like just like North American Virtual Boy, there are 3 or 4 Japanese ones that are impossible to find. Like Virtual Lab and Virtual Bowling are both of the Japanese Virtual Boy grails. Like, at any given time, there's likely 0 copies of Virtual Bowling and 0 copies of Virtual Lab available to purchase. Those are the, like, those are the Virtual Boy grails. Pretty sure they both sell for more than Jack Bros, the North American grail. FIFA! International Soccer! You know your boy is dick deep in FIFA here, 9.68+, pushing its weight almost 700. And when I say dick deep, I mean Jeff Van Dick. That's what I mean, because the music was composed by that dick. This is a family channel, boys.
Fair warning.
Pushing its way to almost $800. What can I say, right? What can I say? What can I say? Right? I own what? 3 copies of the game? I own 3 copies? 800 bucks? I paid 400 bucks? Let's go! That's $400 right there of unrealized profit. I'm going to put that on my spreadsheet and I'm going to make a video. I am the FIFA king. Herzog's Way, $762 for the 9.88 plus. I just need this game to like 4, 5x in value and I can erase every shitty purchase I had in 2021, right? We're like $10,000 away from erasing every shitty purchase I made. We're almost there, boys. Mutant League Football, 9.2B plus.
Fair warning.
Yeah, $400 of real money in my bank account right now. I'm going to go spend that $400. That's how that works. Put that hypothetical 400 on who plays tonight. Thursday night game, the Falcons. Throwing it on the Falcons. Don't let me down, Kirk Cousins. $187.50 for the Mutant League Football PGA European Tour. $162.50 for the 9.6A. Shadow of the Beast 2, 9.6A plus. Time to load up the credit card. Yeah, girl math. Exactly, Sanford, right? You're hitting them with the girl math there. That's $400 profit right there.
$200.
Like, unironically, Sanford, I feel like, you know, maybe it was extrapolated or exacerbated in 2021. Masturbated? In 2021, everyone was saying, like, on paper profits, people were literally treating it like profit, you know? If something sold for X amount, it was like, oh my god, my copy is X amount. Like, you know what I mean? Unironically, everyone was doing that. As dumb as it sounds. Happy Tuesday, Mr. Big.
Fair warning.
You saw like 1,000 new copies of Virtual Boy games in a Japanese store in a YouTube video? Yup.
$110.
Brandon Richard, I appreciate you, dude. I'm late to the reply, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, every finance person ever, right? Crypto goes up, we're all gonna win, baby. But no one sells. Shadow of the Beast 2, $350 for the 9.6A plus. Here's Stormlord. Always been kind of cool. It's a cardboard box for Genesis. Published by Razorsoft. I don't even know if they published any other games on Genesis, to be honest with you. It has a sticker on it for #1 award-winning gameplay. That feels like a sticker that the publisher might have made at home, because I've never heard of Stormlord winning any award ever. So, like, you know, mom stuck a sticker on the dude's game there. 8.0 copy, though, sold for $200. It's always just been cool, because it looks unlicensed. It looks like something that shouldn't exist, right? It looks fake. But Virtual Pinball, 9.6A plus for $225. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, 9.4 CIB from Dallas Fort Worth Collection. That's a nice CIB copy of Zombies right there. Why is Mario Odyssey first print worth so much coin? Because finding factory sealed copies at this point, Andrew, genuinely isn't that easy. Like, that's kind of all it comes down to. It's a supply and demand thing, and like, people have absolutely honed in on these early print Switch games factory sealed, and you know, if one ever pops up on eBay for like $50, $60, $70, $80, it gets bought immediately. And there are people who will continue to buy them immediately at those price points so long as they keep coming up. And at this point in time, there aren't enough copies coming up to, like, yeah, you need so many copies to come up to, like, waste everyone's money, right? But they simply don't come up.
$360.
It's possible more copies will come up in the future or something, but if you just want to go buy yourself a first print copy of the game, if you set up an eBay search, if you set up this stuff, like, you're gonna have to pay for it and or get super lucky on a brand new copy listed. And I'm talking like within 3 minutes of it being listed, right? If someone puts up a copy for $50, that shit's gonna sell in like 2 minutes flat. And I am not exaggerating that. It might be 60 seconds. Like, bin sniping those, it's competitive, man.
Fair warning.
It is competitive. Area 51, PlayStation 1 starts now, 9.88 for $425. Jet Grind Radio on Dreamcast is actually kind of cool. 9.88 plus for $300. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, $114 for the 9.4 there. Dark Stalkers, 9.4A plus on PlayStation. This is nice. Yeah, this is really nice. Jesus. Tied with one other copy of the highest graded out of 3 of this variant.
$650.
Pushing its way to $800. Very nice. Yeah, sealed copies of Sunset Riders on both Genesis and Super Nintendo. Both super rare. Absolutely OMG. I think the last copy of Sunset Riders on Super Nintendo sold for a fuck ton, if I remember correct. Maybe it was Wild Guns. Maybe it was Sunset Riders? Let's see what we got here. But yes, very expensive game, very rare.
Next lot.
It's the most recent sale here.
$3. $7.
Super Nintendo copy. A low grade 7.5 A plus for $2,000. So yeah, the Genesis copy would probably be a few grand as well. Nice condition copy would be, you know, even more. Darkstalkers, 812 bucks. Like, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all for the later production jewel case version of this iconic fighting game. I'll show you guys Virtual Bowling too if you've never seen, like, maybe just see price charts. Maybe price charts has it on there.
$34.
Since I was talking about the Virtual Boy so much there, I'm pretty sure Virtual Bowling is the grail.
$42.
This one. No, there's no CIB prices or anything on here. Yeah. The last loose copy that they have is $1,300 in 2011.
$65.
But there is the Virtual Boy grail. Like, that is numero frickin' uno right there.
Fair warning.
And I'm pretty sure number 2 is Virtual Lab right here. This one has CIBs on it. Last sale, $2,325 this year. Do we get pictures? There it is. Open auction, $2,375 Virtual Lab. So yeah, that outsells Jack Bros, right? I don't think a CIB Jack Bros is like $2,000. I don't think so. And yeah, Virtual Bowling sells for even more.
Fair warning.
Or at least last I knew it did. So those are the little bit of Japanese Grail Virtual Boy knowledge for you guys. For the 10 of you who care about Virtual Boy stuff. I'm the proud owner of a complete North American Virtual Boy set.
$48.
Fuck all y'all. I'm a hipster. I'm trendy. I'm a trendy owner of every Virtual Boy game.
Fair warning.
I know Virtual Boy is the future.
$5.
Final Fantasy. Greatest Hits Origin copy. Not even... Okay, yeah, Skull. This is as bad as it gets. This is as bad as it gets on Origins. This is a greatest hits of a super common Final Fantasy game. This is the reprint from the Square Enix store. Like, this is, you know, it's a $10 game. Someone lost money grading this, but like, you know, why the fuck did someone grade this? To put it, to put it in very understandable terms. Yeah, exactly. This is one of the copies you could have bought like a couple years ago. Return Fire VGA 85 long box, $134. I think that's a snag for Return Fire. For anyone who cares, I think. No, not a sealed set. Not a sealed set, Thane. I wish. Going after a sealed set was impossible because of Jack Bros, right? Even back then, getting Jack Bros factory sealed was like $1,000. And that's when, like, factory sealed Mario was $300, right? So, like, I'm not paying $1,000 for fucking Jack Bros. So I have, like, I don't know, 6 of them factory sealed and the others are CIB. But I was never going to pay for Jack Bros factory sealed, so, like, I didn't even try to get the other games factory sealed. It just felt moot.
Fair warning.
Most sets have one game, right, that just stops a full set, so just is what it is. The only full set you own is super niche aftermarket releases from a particular company. I don't know what company you're referring to. But do you have the last sale in 2011 VB game? Yeah, I wish. I never went after the Japanese copies, Odin. There were things I always paid attention to, you know? I was like, oh man, maybe I should try to buy these at some point. But like,
next lot.
I'm glad I didn't buy them, is the best way to put it. Wu-Tang! Shaolin style. Yes, Wu-Tang has a game on PS1, 9.68 plus for $325. This was another 3 set of games there that just got withdrawn. Tomb Raider Greatest Hits, Siphon Filter Greatest Hits. Everyone's favorite game. VGA 90. Reddit fucking freaks out about this every time it gets posted because, look, Heritage is embracing it. One of the featured women claimed she was not informed that the footage would be used to promote the video game. At the time of filming, she was underage, 17. This is bait right here. This is bait. After this auction closes, if you're the buyer of this, Heritage is going to take your info and send it to the police. Like this guy right here. This guy. This is who you want. This is bait. Don't fall for it. The Guy Game, VGA 90 selling for 450 bucks. Don't do it. Don't do it, men. Stay strong. Yeah, go away, bait. Don't do it.
$70.
Shining Force Exa 9.88 for $129. I am actually surprised it still brings in 450 bucks. Like I am surprised. Yeah, it's an FBI sting.
$80.
Chris Hansen delivers the copy. Dressed up as the UPS worker. And this is the game you purchased, right? Why don't we go inside and take a seat at the table for me?
$170.
Chris Hansen delivers the game for you. We got him, boys. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. There's 4 copies here.
$190.
Have a seat for me, Greg. Oh, whoa, wait, what? I wasn't gonna play it. It's graded. It's sealed. It's sealed, man. I wasn't gonna play it. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. There's 4 copies here. 3 of them are 9.88++. Kind of crazy that they just throw all of these together now. Looking for 300 bucks. Wu-Tang is what they used to use the Thrill Kill engine for when EA bought it? Really?
Fair warning.
And buried it due to moral objections. Wow. That's really cool, actually. That's neat that Wu-Tang has something to do with some other game. $275 bucks for 4 copies. Honestly, it's kind of cheap. Like, it's just kind of cheap, right? You get 4 copies, they're all pretty mint. Like, it's just kind of cheap. Dokapon Kingdom, 9.88 plus copy here. And you also get a, is that an actual PS3 controller?
$120.
Man, I haven't seen a factory sealed PS3 controller since, like...
$130.
Is this real? 6 axes, 2007 PS3. Man. It's weird. I don't even have nostalgia for this, like, I feel like I've never seen a factory sealed PS3 controller in my life. That's how I feel. Which is weird, because, like, we owned a PS3. But, like... Anyways, Dokapon Kingdom for PS2 and a PS3 controller, 85 plus.
$220. $240.
You have a Siphon Filter CGC 9.28 plus. Is it worth anything? Not really. I assume you mean Siphon Filter 1 Black
Fair
Label?
warning.
Like, not that valuable of a game, unfortunately. I assume, like, anywhere from 100 to 200, right? Maybe you can find a buyer, but, like, I don't think there's much there.
Fair warning.
Remember mentioning in the video how thrilling it is to chase after high grades for games? Doesn't that argument fall apart with the GTA trilogy? Yes. But then, you know, then you just don't buy it at all. If a game has no rarity, and no rarity to also get it graded, there's very few games like that I own. Because there's just no fun, right? There's no fun in it. There's no chase whatsoever. So... I don't own the trilogy copies, and I never will. I think that's honestly what a lot of people with Gauntlet Legends, why a lot of people don't purchase Gauntlet Legends, right? This is objectively a very good N64 game. Objectively, this is a great, well-known N64 game. But because it's so fucking common factory sealed, like, there's just no urgency. There's no... You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing... People aren't going for it because it's like, I'll buy the next copy. I'll get it later. Like, it just is what it is when there's no chase to the game or the grade.
Fair warning.
Fable 9.68 plus.
$100.
9.68 plus Fable. This is a later production Black Label copy. If you guys don't know, there's July date code on the back and a September date code on the back. It's super small stuff here. This is super nitty gritty variant stuff on Fable, but like, it matters a lot.
Fair warning.
So if you see a Black Label Fable on eBay or wherever, you want to look at this. This 0904. 09 is the month, 04 is the year, I think. So September 04. So this is the reprint because you can find 07, 04. So when we talk about it, Skull, right? You're looking for stuff to chase after. You're looking for something fun. This
Fair warning.
This is the stuff right here that gets me Randy Skull. Looking at 09 versus 07 in the bottom backhand corner of a game that I'm never even going to look at. You can't even make out that text when you zoom out. That's what gets me hard, Skull. Right there, baby. That's the good stuff.
Fair warning.
The later print copy of Fable selling for $150. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 9.88 plus on original Xbox. See, like, I would rather buy it for, You just informed me that Fable is now over 20 years old. Isn't that disgusting, dude? Isn't that disgusting? I love Fable. Over 20 years old now.
$120.
Yeah, there's over 1,000 copies of the trilogy editions. Yeah. I actually had the stats on it. I might have posted in the Discord. There's a stupid stat about them being graded. I need to make a video about the new WADA Pop Report update because there's actually a lot of bias now that there's like very clear evidence from, you know, in the past year that especially with hard case games now, there are more 9.8s being given than there ever were before. They are just using 9.8 more, they're using 10.0 more. And like at an extremely noticeable rate. And the GTA trilogies show the exact same thing. I think in the past year, I think this is the stat. In the past year and some, since June 2023, there have been more 10.0 grade given out than 9.6s on trilogy editions of San Andreas. It's something like that.
Next lot.
Or like almost the same amount of 9.6s versus 10.0s. And every other copy got a 9.8.
$220.
I'll have the exact stat for you, but it's pretty wild. It's the same with Ultimate Battle 22, another super case fresh game. Since January 2023, it's like, I think there were 200 copies submitted of it, something like that. And 200 copies submitted, and only 2 of them got 9.6. It was something like that. And the overall pop of 9.6 is already like 180 copies, right? Like it's something. I'll have the actual stats for you guys, but it's kind of nuts. There's absolutely a change in grade distribution with hard case games and 9.8.
$420.
Seems like all grading companies are moving towards using 9.9 and 10 more, not just for games, it's happening in comics as well. Yes, Brandon Richard, I've seen what's happening in comics as well. 9.8, 10.0, A++ really shouldn't be surprising for case fresh disc-based games. I agree with you, Blue Smoke. It should be more common. It's not so much that they're doing it that like matters, you know? Like, yeah, it should be more common, right? The thing that matters...
$280. $300.
The thing that matters is if it's a noticeable shift that's taking place without like any kind of communication of a noticeable shift being, you know what I mean? And that's how most grading works. They're never going to say the grade scale is changing or shifting or we're doing anything differently. But over time, inevitably, there's always slight nuance changes with these different companies.
$220.
But this was Def Jam Fight for New York. I went on a long spiel there. I didn't mean for that to be so long. San Andreas went for $212. This is Otogi 1 and Otogi 2. Both games from From Software. Both very cool, exclusive, original Xbox titles. And if anyone ever gave a shit about original Xbox, these are 2 very cool games to collect. If you're into FromSoft, if you like their games and stuff, even check them out. Check them out. Give them a play. Cool games. Otogi 1 and 2. Sold for $375 to the pair. Here's Halo Soundtrack, 9.88++. It's pushing its weight almost $1,000. I don't know how rare it is to find this. I don't know. It's 800 and some dollars. $875.
$120.
You went to Rick Harrison's pawn shop last week, and one of their employees was expressing to me how they can't sell their GTA Trilogy set that's been in their store for 2 years. They even offered you a discount. Oh, good God. Did you break the news to him? Like, did you tell the chumster that these games are worthless? Like, I'm sorry to break this to you, Chumley, but like, you see those games, man? Like, no one's ever gonna buy those.
$240.
The Halo soundtrack rate 75. You copped it, Swap Daddy. Jesus, dude. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So you're saying all grading companies are shifty?
$260.
I mean, I'm not saying nothing, Skate Soup.
Fair
You're
warning.
chatting with Water Claire tomorrow. Send me those stats if you can. You'd like to politely ask them about shifts and score distribution. Well, I still have stuff waiting to get graded though, knee high.
Thank you for
I have some stuff at Water right now. I can't rock the boat until I get my grades. You know what I mean? I don't want to fuck it up for me. I need those 9.8s. You're gonna go ahead and ruin it for everyone, knee high. Excuse me. Get the Great Game says you're giving out nicer grades. He has a submission right now in. Could you please not give him the 9.8s so that the grades actually go down? Not happening, pal. Not happening. Talk to me in 3 weeks. I'm deleting this VOD as soon as it goes live. There's no video replay for this one. It's gonna have 15 minutes of muted content. Yeah, I'm in this hobby for me, pal. Never forget. Exactly, knee high. Definitely make a video on the new pop report. You had no idea it even existed? Yes. It got updated from March to August, I believe, Skull. So new 4 months or 5 months of data. You actually did give them the breakdown on why they weren't selling, how it was half price on eBay and they didn't look very impressed and moved on to the next customer. You must have... Yeah, it's the tough thing, right? As soon as you start being like, you just come off like a know-it-all. You just come off like a twat. No matter if your intention is good, you just come off like that guy. What happens to games that were already graded? Do we send in your clean 8s and try for 9.9 now? With what a game specifically, Brandon, you could try sending in 9.6s again, get 9.8s. You could try sending in 9.8s to get a 10.0, albeit the data does not say that 9.8s are turning into 10s. Though there are more 10s being given out, I wouldn't expect a 10.0, right? You still can't expect a 10. But like 9.4s and 9.6s, I would definitely say are more likely to be 9.6s and 9.8s now. That's what I would say. And that's with hard case games specifically. There is a little bit of, like, the data for cardboard is more noisy. More noisy. You gotta work for PSA to get the 10s. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Gotta be an inside job for those. You bought the Def Jam just for nostalgia, paid more than you wanted, but you sell the Pinky Toe to recover it? Didn't that Def Jam come with something else? Didn't you get a twofer there? Didn't you get a twofer? Yeah, you can sell that Spike Out game, right? Right? Just sell the Spike Out. I think Spike Out has some value. You paid $5.12 for the pair. Hopefully you can sell off the one. Yeah, Def Jam's like amazing, dude. I grew up with Def Jam as well. Like, great game. Great game. Kind of crazy, honestly. But fantastic game. You know nothing about the other one? Me neither, but I think it has some value. I think it's a beat 'em up. Published by Sega? I don't know much about it either. All I can do is like read the back of the game case to you, so. The top of the auction, Nestor's Funky Bowling. Virtual Boy taking the top, hey? 9.88 plus plus for $1,125. Spider-Man, the 9.88 plus plus for $906. Like I said, there's another one coming up on Thursday with the Pioneers Atari auction. So, Showcase auction Thursday. Make sure you can come out for that. Blades of Steel, 8.08 plus Konami Classic, one of only 2 known sealed copies. Very rare, late variant copy, $875. The Halo soundtrack, man, $875. Kind of scares me. That price kind of scares me. I just don't know how rare these are. It feels like a lot for a CD. And FIFA Soccer, $812.50, 9.68 plus. The greatest investment possible. Get in before they're too expensive. Why are you guys all saying goodnight? Why are you guys saying goodbye? I am still talking. I am still presenting. You cannot get early goodbyes in. You don't know what I'm about to do. I could pivot into something completely different. You cannot say early goodbyes as I do my frickin' rundown. You don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I said we were about to go live watch. We're gonna go live watch the frickin' other video that just got loaded. You paid so you could leave early, $5 to get out the fuck. No one cares what Greg has to say. Final Fantasy Origins is the lowest selling game in the auction, but none of you guys care. It sold for $39. Yeah, Greg with the ego. I tell ya, you guys. Thursday, we have the Pioneer Showcase. Hopefully you guys can come out. Same time as always. What, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's it. That's it. You guys have already left. Everyone already closed stream. It's over. Look at that. Look at that downward. Okay, let me close this. Look at this. I'm in the way. There, you can see it on the screen there. Can I make this bigger? I can't make it bigger. It's on the right-hand side. You can see everyone leaving early. Everyone just taking off 5 minutes early there. We lose 20 people. Yeah, I'm just sitting here talking to myself at this point. Good God. All right, you guys. I will see you on Thursday. You can get the hell out of here. Goodbye, you all. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.